Hey guys, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials in a vertical method. Now we've already practiced it as the horizontal method, so we're just going to add the vertical method. And you can decide which way you like best. You're not going to be required to do it one way or the other. So I'm just going to show you a different method. You will have your homework assignment will ask you to specifically do it one way or the other way, so be prepared to do both. So if you look right here, the horizontal method, that is what you've already done. You just finished doing that last night for homework. I hope that went well with you. So let's look at the vertical method. So the key to the vertical method is for you to be able to match up exponents. And so sometimes you got to be careful because sometimes they're kind of weird looking and they look the same, but they're not the same because one might say AB squared and one might say A squared B, something like that. So these minor little differences. So be careful on that. So I'm going to look at this and it's adding. So good for me. I don't have to change signs or distribute a negative or do anything like that. So I'm going to look at this one and I see that I have a y to the third. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start with my highest exponent. So I have y to the third, and then I have a 3y. So y squared is missing. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave a little space there. And I'm going to put 3 plus 3y. Just keep in mind that that is a positive 3y because it's leading and there's no negative in front of it. And then after y to the power of 1, then we have our constant. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Okay, now let's look at the next polynomial. So let's see, we do have a 3y to the third right there. It's a positive, so we have 3y to the third. I do have a y to the power of 2, and it's a positive, so I'm going to put plus 4y squared. Then let's see, okay, here we go. We have a negative 4y, so I'm going to put that is a negative 4y, and then the constant is 8 plus 8. Now remember, you want to remember if you're adding or subtracting. I'm going to tell you the subtracting is going to get you, okay? But this is adding, so pretty easy. So what's nice about this is you don't have to worry about carryovers or anything like that. So we're just going to go straight on down. So we have a positive and a negative. Don't let that mess you up because that's what messes you up. You can do this whole thing correctly, but you don't notice the positives, you don't notice the negatives, and you screw it up. So don't let that be you. So this is going to be a positive 3. I'm going to put a plus in front of it. Right here we have a negative y between the two. The next one I'm just going to go ahead and bring 4y squared down. So it's a positive 4y squared. And then the y to the power of 3 is a 1. I'm going to go ahead and write that in because that is the other thing that messes you guys up. So right here, I'm going to put a 1 in front of. Do you see that? I hope you were able to see that, but I put a 1 in front of it. You might need to do that every single time for your little brain to process that. So we have 1y to the power of 3, 3y to the power of 3. So we have 4y to the power of 3. Voila. We are done. There's nothing to combine. It is what it is. I can't make it. Why is it not working? I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Okay, let's look at it. We are going to look at the vertical method for subtraction because this is what's going to mess you up. And so I'll start again with the first one. I have 4p to the power 3, and then there's nothing because there's nothing squared, plus a 7p minus an 8. Now, let's look at the next one. I'm going to go ahead and write it, and then I'm going to change it. But if you wanted to change it before you write it, that's okay too. But this is a minus, and minus what? 3p to the third plus, whoops, I'm going to erase that because I almost screwed up. Okay, so we have p to the third. There's nothing squared. I'm going to go straight to 9p. So that's minus 9p. And then the constant is 2 plus 2. Now, watch this. Don't let this screw you up. I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses around the second polynomial, because there's a minus sign, and that minus sign means I need to distribute it all the way across. Now again, I could have done it right here. I could have said that if I distribute this, that this becomes a negative. If I distribute it here, this becomes a negative. If I distribute it here, this becomes a positive. I could have done it like that, and you could do it like that too. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. You do what works for you. So this becomes a negative 3p. This becomes a positive 9p, and this becomes a negative 2. Okay, guys, don't mess up on the negatives. This is not 8 minus 2. This is negative 8 minus 2. So you have a negative 10. Don't miss that. Then we have a positive and a positive. Yay. So that's 16p, and it is a positive. And then we have a positive 4 and a negative 3. So we just have p to the power of 3. Voila, we are done. Now again, if I look over here at the horizontal method, it just, any extra practice is good. I'm not going to work the whole thing out, but I want you to notice that there is a minus sign, and it has to distribute all the way across. So this becomes a negative, this becomes a positive, this becomes a negative. That's what you need to remember. I'm sure the adding polynomials you will do brilliantly at. But those minuses, if you don't notice it and you forget to do it, it's going to be wrong, and that's going to stink. You have a great day and good luck on this. You're going to be awesome. See ya.